Everybody got your jammies on? It's time for a Chanukah sing-along!
It's Chanukah time at Temple Chaverim, and that can mean a lot of different things, but today it means Latkes. We're going to take our little latke recipe that we know and we love, and we're going to kick it up a few notches, something you probably have already thought of, but there is a wonderful pairing of sweet and savory. So today, to enhance the recipe, we're going to use pumpkin and we're going to use carrot. So those two things are going to go with our shredded potatoes and our onions to make something that we all will enjoy. Well, here at Temple Chaverim, we don't need to measure because you're dealing with a seasoned pro. So what we're going to do here is dump some of our shredded potato in here. Of course, you can spend the time shredding all you want, but for the ease and comfort of our magic kitchen here, we're not going to be doing any of that. So we start off with our potato, shredded potato. Any variety is really good. This is just a standard Idaho russet. And to the potato, we're going to add some yellow onion that's already been diced. You could use sweet Vidalia onion if you want to make it even sweeter. This is pretty much not rocket science, it's by sight, so it's almost a 2-to-1, 2 potato to 1 onion ratio. Next we're going to add some of our shredded carrots. Now again, that's mostly for sweetness and for texture because when they fry up, they don't fry all the way through, and you get a little bit of a crisp crunch with that.
It's my favorite season when the dreidel spins. Now I've got a reason to go and light something.
Next we're going to add a little bit of matzah meal. Matzah meal is mostly a binder, and it makes the whole thing hold together. Of course the eggs help, but this is really the secret. And for anybody who has ever experienced Passover, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is where the magic happens.
Tell me what to burn. Second stanza.
Not too much. It's time to add a little bit of cider. Most people would think that you wouldn't even need it with moisture from the eggs, but this is a great way to add a little bit of moisture to it.
Burning oil, 8 days a week is not enough to show I care.
And then also salt.
And tell me that you'll hide me when the fire engines come. Tell the parson I'm catharsin. Temple sanctioned.
I'm gonna use my hand. Alright, it's time to add some eggs.
8 days a week.
Probably gonna need about this size ingredient. We're probably gonna need about 4 eggs. We'll start with 3. See how it goes. Again, using my hands. You can do this in the kitchen yourself because your hand is the best mixer. Just make sure you wash carefully afterwards because you're using raw eggs. I've added salt, some pepper, and also a little bit of cinnamon to this. And now I'm going to mix it once again.
8 days a week.
For all of you who are Weight Watchers conscious, the pumpkin actually adds some fiber to your diet, and that will help bring down some of the point value for this recipe. So I hope you appreciate that. Like many of you, I'm not used to working in an industrial kitchen, so it's important to know that your pans at home probably sit a little bit more balanced on the stove, which is fine. But when you coat your pan, you do so by just making sure you have 1/4 of an inch, no more than that. You don't want to use too much more oil than that because your latkes will absorb it. Take 2. Everybody has a favorite spoon in their kitchen. If for me, it's always been the big metallic spoon. It's perfect just for this reason, for making the best latkes. It's real easy to overflip latkes, so I suggest that you let them sit for about 3 minutes on each side before flipping. That way it has a chance to set. If you flip it too much, you're going to get a lot of loose latke throughout your pan. It makes a big mess and it's never fun. And usually the first round goes to waste. If you do it, if you let it sit and don't mixture it, it comes out right. And here's what I'm talking about. This is about a 3-minute mark. You have a nice crisp latke.
I feel like busting loose, and I feel like touching juice. Ain't getting nobody talking loose, so baby tell me what's the use. So hey, I'm eating latkes here, I got it on my clothes. I am eating latkes, I'm gonna take my clothes off. I'm eating latkes here, so take off all your clothes. I am eating latkes, I'm gonna take my clothes off.
Remember that the second time that you put the batch in, that it's going to cook much faster because the oil has reached its temperature, and it might only take 2.5 minutes instead of 3 minutes to get the perfect, crisp, tasty latke.
I'm spending Chanukah in Santa Monica, wearing sandals, lighting candles by the sea.
Cantor, how did it come that we had applesauce latkes?
Applesauce latkes?
With latkes, as an accoutrement.
Oh, well, my suspicion is that it came from the same tradition as putting applesauce and sour cream on a blintz, and that the same people said, well, we got this pierogi, we got a latke, it all tastes good, let's put the same stuff on top. If it's all on the plate, might as well eat it all together anyway. So the second batch is done, and we're just going to wait that, and then we're going to get ready to garnish.
I'll be lighting my menorah like a baby in a cradle. I'll be playing.
Final step, just a little bit of flat leaf Italian parsley makes the plate look really nice. It's good for presentation, and it actually tastes good. Okay, so we're going to just garnish a little bit. Nothing fantastic, nothing spectacular. Before you serve it, boy, doesn't that look good. I might just have to have 1 or 2 of these before I leave today. This concludes our first episode of Chaverim Cooking Corner.
Those eastern winters, I can't endure 'em. So every year I pack my gear and go out west for Purim. Rosh Hashanah I spent in Arizona.